Hello, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time you're gonna watch this. Welcome back. Thank you so much for coming back and subscribing to my channel. I'm so excited to have new subscribers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, that makes me feel so good that we are building trust and it's a mutually beneficial connection. Hey everyone, good night. And today I would like to give you some practical tips and very important ones on dating and having good manners. Um, Surprisingly, a lot of people do not understand the value of these good manners. A lot of people do not understand the etiquette. And what I'm going to share today isn't only going to apply to Ukrainian women, it's going to apply to um, approaching people, dating relationships in general. But of course, we talk more about Eastern European culture. So, hey everybody, hey Mark, Lance, Green King, hey, all my guys are here. Well, not all, but many of you. Hey guys, I had a wonderful evening and I felt like I'd like to come out and share a video and a thought before I go to bed. I had a great night. Let me have some tea. Oh, that feels so good. So, let's start. I think the chat is building up. Um, I did not announce, so thank you so much for coming. Simon, Green King, Mario, everybody, thank you, thank you. So, good manners. Good manners and common sense, supposed to be default. We're supposed to know them by default, but unfortunately, we don't. And today, I would like to share with you a perspective why good manners matter so much and how they can help build trust. I believe we talked before about the eye contact, about non-verbal communication, and I think many of you right now who is right now in the room would agree that verbal communication is powerful, is good, but non-verbal communication is really what's the most important, because we don't believe someone's words unless we feel their connection, that they are looking at us, that they are their body looking toward us and all of that. So one of the most important things, guys, and difficult things in a way, is to keep that eye contact with a lady when you're taking her out on a date. And it seems like not that big of a challenge to be able to talk to a lady and look into her eyes and have a great conversation and let each other talk. But the problem when you go out in Ukraine, and I would probably say in some big metropolitan cities, maybe in US, when you go out, a lot of times there are a lot of beautiful ladies, and if you came from US and it's your first time in Ukraine, you go out to a restaurant, sometimes you can't help yourself because people coming in the room, and some ladies are so spectacular and well dressed that often you don't look at them because you don't enjoy your partner, but or your date, but you look at them because you can't help it, because you've never been. It's like a child in a candy store. But this is where you should develop a good manner and a skill, and that quality is absolutely invaluable for Slavic women. Unfortunately, our men are spoiled, with the beauty growing up with. And a lot of times, when you go to a nice restaurant or pub or club, you see a guy with a lady, and each woman that walks in often gets a stare. There is a different there's a big difference between a glance, acknowledgement, maybe even saying hello to somebody, uh, and stare. I know it's hard to control your instincts. I know sometimes you don't realize you're doing that, but hopefully, most of you are conscious people and you can handle it. So, when you are with a lady and you manage to keep the eye contact, maybe, small glance here and there, but overall, you keep the eye contact. You have no idea how secure and how special she feels when you how special secure she feels while she's building trust toward you. I can totally relate as a woman. I had a person in my life with who I would go out. We would go out to very, very special places. And one thing I absolutely loved about us going out, that I always have his full attention. Uh, there were very many gorgeous, beautiful women who would come in. Some of them have very unique outfits. I mean, I personally look and smile and, get inspired. I don't think that beauty of other women takes away from my own. I think it's wonderful to compliment other people, and also to me personally, it's very inspiring. I enjoy it. I appreciate the aesthetics and all of that, and it was a wonderful experience to be with somebody and just feel that attention. And one time, there was a lady, she was wearing this beautiful red dress. And the man I was with told me, he said, it would be amazing to get something similar for you. Instead of making some awkward compliment or, saying something, I totally understand that, we all have eyes and we acknowledge people, once again, while you're alive, you will enjoy, as a man or a woman, looking at beautiful people. I look at handsome men too, you can't help it. But to having that in a perspective that is beautiful, I wonder, or even I know you're gonna look great in that, something similar. We should get you something similar. So that has very special meaning, because you let the lady know that even though that other lady is pretty beautiful, whatever she is, you truly are enjoying and appreciating who you have. And that builds incredible trust and safety, security, and it just feels really, really good. I can tell you that. And unfortunately, I have another experience to share. Not as pleasant. But first, let me sip some tea. So, another experience, just also sharing from my own observations. Once in a while, I go out, and a lot of times I see men out, with their families or their ladies or dates, and not only they are trying to look openly, I don't consider that appropriate, but also they're trying to give you some kind of signal, trying to sneak their card, and trying to build eye contact with you while they're sitting with their woman. To me, that is incredible disrespect. It's incredible disrespect to your lady and to yourself. I don't care if that's your wife or it's your first date. If you don't enjoy that lady, don't take you out. Or I don't know. Do something about it, get better so you can get the lady you really want. But to make eye contact and try to kind of connect with the lady you like, it's extremely disrespectful. And as a woman, I don't care if that would be okay, what actor do I like? Bradley Cooper. If that would be Bradley Cooper or any other, cool guy, I would never accept a card or, some sneaky thing from a guy who is with a lady and disrespecting her like that. It's very rude, I agree. I just had it happen to me this Friday and when we were on vacation. I'm actually going to share about the vacation thing on my Patreon account because it's something very personal. I had experience that I felt like my hair electrolyzed and stand from that experience. But I just want to tell you, as a woman, it doesn't flatter, it doesn't make you feel special or beautiful. It just shows you that men could be extremely disrespectful. And if you had get that number and you would connect with that man, after a while, he would do the same thing to you. He would take you out and he would be staring at other people. I think it's so very important to be respectful. Yes, sometimes you go out on a date and you realize, okay, maybe her pictures were not like she really looks. Maybe you don't like her manners. Maybe you don't like her dress. Well, don't take you out again. But especially if that's your wife, the woman that you're supposed to do your best, you just show incredible disrespect. And I do have a story for you guys. I will share it in a Patreon first. Possibly I will post that video sometime public, but it just, how do you say this, blew my socks. I'm gonna read some of your comments and then I will continue. I'd like to share a story from a friend. Lance is saying, be a respectful individual to others, very crucial. Yes, it's very crucial. The way you treat others, the way you eventually gonna be treated. Simon is saying you should give them dirty look. Trust me, I'm talented when it comes to dirty looks, and I think most of the ladies are very good with giving dirty looks. Mark is saying, yes, right. Mark is saying, yes, very important that your attention is focused on who you are with. It will be noticed. If your attention wanders elsewhere, they'll be noticed too. Sometimes you get, I agree, Mark, that is so true. I mean, it's always, women always feel, even sometimes when you're looking and you're not listening, but at least you're trying. Try to notice her eye color. Try to notice her, some special features about her. Try to notice how beautiful that woman that with you right now. Try to notice her uniqueness. Try to notice how wonderful you feel. And if you're not, you know what to do. It's not about, finding the best and better and best and so on and so forth. I truly believe connection with a person is about finding your person. When you find your person, you smile, you enjoy the beauty of others, it's wonderful, but you know that connection you have, it's yours. You can, as a woman, you can find a beautiful dress, but if it doesn't fit you, you can look at it, enjoy it, but you're probably gonna give it to somebody else, and you will wear what's right for you. So we can sometimes, what I'm trying to say is, sometimes you can find something beautiful or exquisite or lovely, but it's not necessarily your style, your design, whether it's a jewelry or a human being. So think about this. It's not about people who always try to, upgrade, try to get something better. They usually never happy. They cannot be content, you know? So that is your problem. Your lady lacking nothing. That is your problem. So I'd like to share a story from a friend that I heard many years ago. I had a friend. She was a little bit older than me, and she really wanted to get married. I was in my late teens, and she was in her mid 20s, and she told me, one day I'm going to meet a man, and when we will go out, his eyes will look only at me. The way she said it just really was so, in a way, shook me up. The way she said it was so touching, and so I felt her vulnerability and pain. And she was a very beautiful girl. She actually was a model, and just very beautiful, stunning girl. And she told me that I would like to be with somebody that when we go out, we are out in a public place, we just enjoying that connection and that ocean, of our chemistry, and his eyes are focused on me. That's gonna be my husband. That's what she told me. And I remember I wasn't, I was a little young, and I knew what she meant, and it did pay attention back then, but now I definitely understand that. So being gorgeous is, it wasn't a problem because she was that way. But I think some men that she went out with were always on the hunt, and she wanted that security. She wanted to feel that connection and appreciation. There is something about it when the person you're with got your back. That is a very important skill. And some of you guys not even trying to look at other people. You just maybe a little shy. Uh, Maybe you are nervous. So if you're nervous, focus on you. Relax into who you are. Don't worry about what she's thinking about you. Just be present. There is nothing else that makes the other person comfortable is when you are present. You're not worrying about your shirt, about your hair, about anything else, but you're actually listening because you're having a good time. So if you take anything from this video, guys, I just want you to know that you can't go wrong with good manners. You can't go wrong with giving attention. You can't go wrong with appreciating. When you give that attention to a lady, she will blossom. That in the first place, why we decide to settle down with you. It's because we, in your presence, we feel that protection, and adoration. It's not about the other gems somebody else's have. It's about what you got and how compatible you are with that person. It does feel amazing, I have to tell you. As I told you, my own experience, it does feel amazing when the person you're with have their eyes on you at all times. It is truly wonderful. Truly wonderful. Yes, Mark, talking about compliments. Yes, compliments, I made a video on compliments. Absolutely. You can't go wrong with acknowledging her style. Mark is saying, manicure, hair. Guys, honestly, this all it's really a full-time job. So being complimentary about it. is good. And another thing, there is also, some couples are very harmonious, you know. A lot of guys trying to really date out of the league, meaning they're trying to find somebody completely gorgeous and flawless, because they don't realize that when somebody's so flawless around you makes you feel a lot worse in comparison. So, it's not about that. It's about harmony, chemistry, and quote unquote your person. I could not stress this enough. I had I remember the time when I met my person back in time. I just knew that right away. You can always reach for, look for richer, stronger, taller. I'm talking as a woman, more handsome. I don't know what else. But sometimes you just meet your person and things just right. You don't need to force them. You don't need to manipulate, speculate. You don't need to make things up. You don't need to put too much effort. They just happen. And the least you can do is appreciate it, with your eyes, with your body language, with your wording. It's truly wonderful when two people meet. And then the thing is also you remember this all your life. So I just wanted to share this with you. I call this video Good Manners and Etiquette. We'll talk about particular etiquette maybe in some next videos. I'm trying to not make them too long. I will share my nightmare story probably on my Patreon first, and I know a lot of you guys are requesting the groups. I don't have the group links. I'm still forming the groups or the group for our calls and such. So if you're interested to be in a group again, please let me know. But give me some time because it takes time to form it and put it together. Meanwhile, thank you so very much for joining, subscribing, and commenting. And thank you for the likes, for all the good stuff. You know that you helping others. When you just put a like or comment, you helping other people to see this video. And if it's just help one person, it was worth for me to take my time and create it. I truly missed connection. I missed our live chats. So, all right, guys, don't listen to my phone. All right. Yes, it is. Yes, some of you guys know I do a little bit of online trade, and I love doing that because that allows me to spend time with my son. So thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you so much. Thank you. It really does help. So guys, let me read a little bit of your comments. I wish I could post a link. So if you want to try, somebody's requesting about the Patreon. If you want to try to find me, you just put Veronica Olson on Patreon, and it will pop out. So what I'm gonna do basically, I'm gonna post more a little bit personal things, and a little bit more into depth things. We'll see how it works. But it is nice to have a circle where we discuss. So if you want to be part of the discussion, let me know. Comment under this video. I will add you. You don't have to join anything you don't want to, but the winter is coming, so the day is gonna be shorter and colder for many of us. Oh, thank you so much. Somebody's saying I came late and don't have much of necessity for this, but your videos are informative as hell. And therefore I support how I can. Thank you. Appreciate that. Rob is saying I love your videos. I appreciate that. Thank you. Um, thank you. End of December is a good time to go to Ukraine as well. So I'm just looking at the comments. Yeah, a lot of you guys maybe not so much, into relationships at the moment, but you always are. It just sometimes it takes sometimes you have time in your life where you focus on something else. And I will make a video about that separately because a lot of people asking my personal points of view and things. So I will talk about that. But this thing is when you learn, you're not gonna hurt yourself. You can use these tips in your, in relationships with your family. You can use these tips in your future relationship. I want to tell you guys the last thing I'm gonna mention today. What actually inspired me to keep learning and improve and try to improve and becoming better as I started doing my YouTube. And some of my videos I like to laugh and be bubbly, and I met some of you guys, even some of you guys on the call we met in person, like with Mark. Mark was on my tour. We had some great experiences. We met in person. Some of you guys I consulted. But, my son told me one time I was a little bit, I was a little bit angry. I had a bad day. And he told me, Mom, I really wish your subscribers would see you right now. And the way you talk to me right now and the way you treat me right now, I really wish they could see that. So that just really throw me off my mode. I knew, we all have bad days, we all not always smiling happy, right? But it was such a reality check for me. I realized that there is a lot of things to work on. All of us need improvement. All of us, sometimes we have a public face. And I think the smaller the gap between our public face and our real face, the more harmonious person we are. And I realized, when this young man told me, you're really you he said something that I'm really salty or mean because I was just a little bit off balance, and it helps. But I realized how important it is to not stop, to keep learning about yourself, about people, how to keep your balance, because I believe that most of us deep down have wonderful intentions, have great personality. I mean, most of people have a lot to share, but a lot of times we becoming lazy, we put low effort, we treat people that are the closest to us the worst. So for me, it was such a wake up call because I was thinking, you're taking this to me? People pay me for my advice, people listen to me. I'm mostly positive, and I know some of you will resonate with that because a lot of people know you from the positive side, but you got stuff to work on. So by making these videos, guys, I'm not trying to be right. I'm not trying to be to tell what you need to do, what is the correct thing to do. Sharing a perspective on this journey for growth, for growth for everybody. And I can tell you that it's been probably about, I don't know, a year, probably a year or two, when I stopped getting these comments, from the young man. And he really told me. And I told him, please tell me each and every time when I say one thing and do another. So I just want to tell you guys, sometimes you think that you are engaged in a conversation, but you are the only one who's talking. Sometimes you think you engage and you are attentive, but you are looking at your phone. It's very, very healthy to have a reality check. And when the child tells you something, when the person that cares about you tells you something honestly, before you attack them for telling the truth, make sure that they are incorrect. Most likely, the observations of other people, the way they feel about you, are spot on. And I realized that, in my case, sometimes with children it's difficult because you lose your you lose yourself basically. But it's very important. It's not, I realized something. It wasn't about the child, it was about me dealing with my problems first and then taking care of the child. If you can't keep your balance, that's your problem. It's not about the child. And I realized that I would never want my son to remember me as a person with two faces. Being, how it is sometimes somebody is super mean to you, and then the strangers come along and they're like, yeah, hi, how are you? Or let's smile for the selfie. You know how that feels? Maybe, when you were a child, you remember how your mother or father was giving you terrible time, you had a fight, and they're super nice to somebody else they're talking to, and how awful that feels, even though you mean a lot more to them than to the stranger. So, we're all gonna have bad days, but it's so wonderful to have that, to build that rapport, and keep it up. I truly enjoy it. So it's a hard work. But it's the most wonderful thing when we actually connect with people and we appreciate them. A lot of times, once again, people we love the most get the worst treatment. They don't get the conversation, the eye contact, the compliments, the respectful manners, and you might not have children, or children might be grown, but somebody is watching you. Somebody across the table is watching you. And it's a wonderful feeling when you have nothing to hide and you can just say, you know what, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I was rude to you. It's my own problem. I'm angry about something else. Please forgive me. So I gave my son the authority to to kind of catch me when I get hypocritical, or when I'm not fair, or when I'm angry and he feels hurt. So I just gave him that authority because I think it's important. It's very important for any relationship. And I want to tell you the same when you are with a lady. When your lady feels insecure, when she feels that you don't have your bag, you checking out are the ladies, wearing red dresses, high heels. If you've been to Ukraine, you've seen how beautiful our women are. You're checking your phone, you're looking at the window. She might not tell you this, but she feels pain. I can tell you as a woman, when you are ignoring somebody like that, and it's supposed to be a special night, or maybe it's just a casual thing, she feels pain. As I told you, we always want have this feeling that you're looking out for us, you're protecting us, and when you divert your attention, it hurts. So when somebody tells you this, don't ignore. Try to think what part of that is true. It's very hard, it's very unpleasant. And the first thing you want to do is attack the other person and say, what are you talking about? Look at you. But really, that really changed my life when I realized that there are things to work on, no matter. And there are always going to be things to work on. So that's, we're talking today about good manners, but good manners from deep inside, not just manners, that you are nice to somebody outside, you come home and you yell at somebody. you know. You yell, you mistreat the waitress, or you are mean to the custodian or the cleaner person, you know. I think when you do those internal changes, your whole being is changing, and it's a wonderful feeling to evolve. Do you guys have you okay, I have a question since I have a lot of people in the room. Have you guys ever had this thing where you catch your own self on being hypercritical and you kind of embarrassed? It's very hard to notice, but it's important to make changes. One of the guys is saying, yes, all the time. Great. Rob is saying, when my girlfriend feels insecure about our relationships, I tell her everything will be all right. Well, reassurance is very important. Oh, somebody saying, oh, that, oh, I'm so sorry you had a tooth surgery and you missed my live videos, but you know you can see them recorded. I missed interacting with you guys. That's why I'm keeping going. Just so nice to see everybody. Or Mark, thank you. Mark is saying, I cherish the time we made video of your son giving me dating advice. Do you have that video? We have it somewhere on Facebook. That was awesome. And it was really fun to share the time. Mark went with us to Ukraine last year. Oh, Rob is saying, I'm very grateful for your advice and videos. Thank you. Belas, hey Chuck. Oh, thank you so much, you guys. You're gonna make me cry today. Belas is saying, you saved me. I'm grateful. Life is hard. Chuck, thank you so much. I wish I would save you earlier, but I know that you're on the right path and good things are going to happen because you're a very good man. And now you know better. Haha. Renee is saying it's amazing how our kids open up our eyes in a different aspect. Yes. And I love kids for that. We need to learn from them. It's painful. It's really painful to realize you have problems, but it's gonna be more painful if you don't address them and work on them. My first reaction was, you say this to me? I am two-faced? Or however he said it. Are you kidding me right now? And then I was like, oh, I guess I could do better to somebody that I love so much. And even if it's just a stranger still. Thank you. Thank you so much, but I'm actually not in Ukraine. I hope you know I am in Michigan, United States right now. But I hope that you will travel. Thank you, guys. Oh, thank you, Mark. You can maybe put it up in the old VIP club. That would be awesome. Thank you, guys, for the kind words. I know it's late, but it's Saturday night. And it was a night out. So I'm full of great energy. I just want to give it to you. I love going out sometimes. So it was a lot of fun. I appreciate the kind words. So, with that being said, guys, have a wonderful night, everybody. Oh my gosh, that's a good one, Mark. Mark is saying you are more cheerful and look better at 11:30 p.m. that most women look at 11:30 a.m. Oh, thank you. Well, What's life if we don't make the most of it? I'm so happy to be back and, you know, just doing good things. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much. Um, let's stay in touch. If you would like to request more topics, let me know. I might cut this video a little bit for those who only want to watch the actual advice, but I will see what's going to happen. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you soon.